$30,000 to fix that plumbing. So that's...
Oh yeah, it's a bad idea to wait until it's hot to get your air conditioning fixed. I mean, in the summertime, that's when there's a peak demand, the prices rise, the parts are scarce, there's long...
The cost. The average roof replacement is $8,000 to $15,000. Plumbing repairs, $300 to $4,000. Electrical updates, $2,000 to $10,000. For many families, these numbers aren't just intimidating, they're impossible to afford. And when repairs are put off too long, minor issues turn into major problems.
Hi YouTube, how are you? I know I haven't been posted in a very long time so far now, but I mean, a lot of things are happening in the world. A lot of things have changed. Me as you and as anybody else, I have a busy life and I do a lot of things at the same time. So I'm just trying to catch up. But I'm here. And I've been wanting to do a specific video for a very long time now. And I think this is the correct time to do it because of everything that's going on, you know, because of inflation, because of prices going up. And this is just something very essential related to real estate world. And it's called home repairs or home maintenance or just home improvement in general. And sometimes, you know, it's like you don't want to do like bigger home improvements, you know, you just want to do things that are really essential to your home. Like, let's say plumbing, like if you have a leak, if you had, I don't know, an issue like an electrical issue, just some minor repairs or essential repairs that you really need to fix in order to operate your home as you regularly do, right? So what I did for this video is I collected a series of videos from TikTok that we can watch together and just comment about it just to kind of illustrate what's going on right now with today's world. So the first video is about an AC unit. I found this video, even if it's like for you, it's very simple. For me, it's actually not that simple because it illustrates how like a UC unit on today's world average, a price of $9K. But I mean, for the people that actually live in California like me, $9K is not enough, for a AC unit estimate, you know, actually. So the average American, I would say, is spending right now around from $6K, depending on the state that you live, to $10K in states like California and Hawaii, right? So I really needed to talk about this, you know, because I mean, if you're a homeowner, you might notice that AC units are just through the roof right now. I mean, if you are like an expert in this matters, like if you have a family member with you that really dedicates full time to the AC units repairs, they can potentially help you with this, right? But I mean, if you're gonna hire somebody else, like an AC professional, it will cost you that much money. You know, it's insane, you know, and sometimes it's just, I mean, they won't go home and just show you exactly what the price would be without charging you sometimes even gas prices, you know, like let's say they live 45 minutes away from where you live. They will charge you on the in the consultation, they will charge you gas, the commute, you know, the commute time, commute price. And it's just insane, you know. So we have, look at this one, guys, because this one is really, this guy right here in this video is really showing something very, very important for today's world. Let's watch it.
Oh yeah, it's a bad idea to wait until it's hot to get your air conditioning fixed. I mean, in the summertime, that's when there's a peak demand, the prices rise, the parts are scarce, there's long waits. Smart homeowners have their air conditioning fixed or maintained early on in the season, way before it starts getting hot. And when everybody else is scrambling to get their unit fixed and cool down, your house is nice and
True,
comfy.
guys. I got pretty shocked, some few consultations I did for some clients that I have regarding this matter, in which they say or claim that, I mean, if you want to do, let's say you want to replace your AC unit or even just a mild consultation, please don't do it in the summertime. So my best recommendation for you specifically, if you live in the state of California like me or Hawaii or any other expensive state, I will highly or even if you live in any other state as well, I would highly recommend you to fix your AC unit or to at least do any kind of consultation in springtime or winter time. But never do it in a Actually, I'll change that. Not winter time. I would advise you to do it in springtime. I think springtime is the very best time because it's not hot, it's not cold, and it's actually like the start of the year, like from January to, let's say, June. It's a very slow time for AC unit repair, guys, or contractors. So that's my best advice for you. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't, at some point, it should be a little, I don't even know how to say it, like illegal to charge people like extra ridiculous amounts of money for AC repairs only based on a particular time of the year. But at the same time, as a business person, I understand that these companies, they need to, like it's called supply and demand, right? Like if you have a lot of demand for one product, what do? You raise your prices because a lot of people are reaching out in order to get their AC units repaired, But at some point I found that a very shady practice, and at the end of the day, it's not a secret, that there's a lot of dishonest AC repair unit guys that really charge a lot of money based on air, But yeah.
I have lived in my house for 5 years. I think I'm going on 6. And I've never trimmed my bushes outside my house. But last week, I decided to get a quote to see how much it would cost, because we have people to come out and cut our yard, how much it would cost to trim the bushes too. $250 fucking dollars. I'll go buy the tool myself and do it.
Heard that right, guys. She's paying $2,000 just to get her trees trimmed at home. Yeah, I've been experiencing this through different clients that I have, and also like myself. And that's a lesson that I learned very late in my life. If you really don't have a big budget, right? And let's say you love a home, right? That has oh my gosh, beautiful nature, beautiful trees, in front of your house, or beautiful trees in the back of your home. But you're really tight on your budget. I would highly suggest you guys to just not get that home. And the main reason is because, if you have trees, or if you have a lot, like a giant garden, or just anything related to landscaping, especially here in California, let's just not even talk about water bills and everything. That's a whole another topic. We'll have to do a separate video for it. But when it comes to landscaping in general, it can be very expensive. Specifically, if you have a giant tree, these guys will charge you for how big the tree is. Yeah, they will charge you for that. So my advice for you is be very careful with what kind of home is that you're looking for. Or even if you are renting one, because let me tell you something, I've experienced, issues with renters, with their homeowners, landlords, that they really, there's issues about who's going to pay for tree trims and everything, like landscaping and all that. So yeah, just be very careful with it, because obviously, the bigger your landscaping area be, the more you will be charged for it. And sometimes it's just ridiculous, ridiculous amounts of money. Specifically, let's say if you live in Los Angeles, where the water supply is very restricted, and the few people that really own like very large landscaping areas, they get charged sometimes double or triple. So be careful with that. All right.
Here are the 3 most expensive home repairs that can easily turn your house into a money pit. And I'm going to preface by saying, until you either know that these systems are in good shape or you know exactly how much it's going to cost to repair them if there are any issues with them, then you should not move forward on buying a house. Number 1 is foundational issues. Whether you have a concrete slab, a crawl space, a raised slab, a screwed up foundation could cost you up to $50,000 or even more to repair. So what do? If there are any issues with the crawl space that the inspector reports, you need to have a foundational expert company come out, evaluate those issues, and tell you exactly what it's going to cost you to repair those specific issues. Until you know that exact number, or until you know that the foundation is in good shape, you should not move forward on buying this house. Number 2 is a roof replacement. The average roof lasts about 30 years, and the average roof costs about $20,000 to replace. So you need to know exactly how old the roof is, because if you buy a new house with a 25-year-old roof, guess who's going to be paying 20 grand to replace the roof within the next 5 years, most likely? You are. So you need to know how old the roof is, and even if it's a newer roof, you need to have it inspected to make sure it doesn't need repairs, because repairs on a roof, there's a leak or there's issues, could still cost you thousands of dollars. Know how old the roof is and if it has any issues. Number 3 is an HVAC system replacement. The average HVAC costs about $10,000 to $15,000 to repair. So same thing with the roof. You need to know the age, you need to know if it needs replacement or whether it needs repair. And if it needs either a replacement or a repair, you need to have an expert in the HVAC come out, evaluate it, and tell you exactly how much it's going to cost to either fix it or replace it. You do not move forward on buying a house until you know exactly what that number looks like and how much it will cost you. And the last thing that I'll say is if your realtor is not giving you a tremendous amount of guidance, advice, educating you on this entire process, going through these quotes with you, setting you up with the vendors to get you the quotes to begin with, evaluating what the pros, the cons, whether this is the right buy for you or not, then you might want to consider working with a different realtor. And follow me for part 2.
Yes, oh my gosh, it's really hard to find videos, like real estate videos that really illustrate what is really owning a home, Like, so if you think about it, like there's millions of people, right? I mean, this is part of the American dream. Part of the American dream is owning a home. And you work so hard. You work even like 10, 20 years of your youth. You put 100% of work that you put work in all those years in order to be able to afford even a down payment or just a home in general, or a loan, because they sell you a loan too. If you don't have the money to buy a home, then they will sell you a loan, right? So you have to be very careful. So this will be, I usually apply the same rule to like my clients. Like, let's say number 1, and this is not even enough, we actually, everything inside the home should be evaluated as like, nothing should be underestimated when it comes to home inspections, right? But I mean, this is the main rule that I apply with my clients too. Like number 1, check foundation, how old is it? Like, does it really looks like it has some structural problems? And that goes even beyond foundation. What I do is I usually check the surroundings of the home. Like, what's the geography of the home? Is it like near, I don't know, like the forest, the seaside? Is the home like the foundation of the home like even or kind of landslide? You should evaluate what's the geography of the home first, right? In order to just even check a home, right? The number 2, he points out that it's really important to actually check like the AC unit. Oh yeah, that's a big one, guys. I remember, when I first started in real estate world here in the United States, I really was very ignorant when it comes to these matters. Like I was not really paying attention to when it comes to like AC units and water heater. I would add to that. So I feel like every time I check a home with a client, the very first thing I do is check the expiration date from the water heater and the AC unit. How long has it been installed? You know, because it doesn't matter if that home is from the 90s, the 80s, the 50s, the 40s. It can be a house from the 40s, you know, but it has, I mean, the landlords have updated that home to a level in which they probably have a new AC unit, you know, so that's just some added cost to the original price cost that you need to add in order to even go and just show a house to a customer, or for a customer, or you in particular, if you are a person that's looking for a home right now, that you should take in consideration. And the big three thing that you should, oh my gosh, open your eyes, you know, and really pay attention to what's going on is the ceiling, you know, like how's the ceiling doing? You know, like, it doesn't matter what year that home has. You really need to pay attention on what's the current state of the ceiling. And sometimes, let me tell you something, sometimes, home inspectors, they really don't pay much attention to the roof. If they don't know much about it, and if you highly suspect there's something shady going on with the roof, my advice for you is just look for a roofing company, and they will give you an estimate of what can potentially happen to that roof before you can even make the decision to put a down payment to that home. You know, like, I mean, just, you're losing time and money. This, like, buying a home is just not buying a home. You know, it's a whole process that really involves, you know, to open your mind, open your eyes, and just really get to see what could be the potential hazards of obtaining that home. Because a lot of the times, you as a customer, you get very emotional when it comes to, you know, buying a home. And the very least thing that you want to know is, like, what's negative about that home, right? Like the additional costs, you know. So that's my advice for you. So this was a very interesting and educational video from TikTok. And the very last thing is education. He mentioned something about like realtors' education to clients. That's a big one, guys. I don't know, like you can have whatever amount of clients or years of experience that you have as a realtor. But if you really don't take the time to actually explain your customers, with each house that you show, what are the potential hazards? Like if they have any questions, if there's something that they don't understand, especially if they're people that are from a different country. Your duty as a realtor is to actually explain them what are the dangers of obtaining that home, besides the emotional component of just checking that home, you know?
Somebody explain how a water heater costs $7,500 to install. That's ridiculous. I mean, he did a nice job, but $7,500. Look at this stuff. $4,500 for the water heater itself. Charged me for fuel, and then you go down a couple lines, he charged me for mileage. Okay. Disposal of the old one, $200. Snacks. He charged me for fucking snacks, $40. Tools and equipment. Why am I getting charged for tools and equipment? Emergency plumbing charge, $500. What the hell? I freaking called them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. How is that after hours? Customer explained the problem. $75? 2x6 scrap. Oh my god, that's fucking my 2x6 scrap. He just found that in the shop. Sales tax, excise tax, self-employment tax. Why the hell would I be paying self-employment tax? Look at that. Oh, look at that. $20 discount if paid in 3 days. Wow, thanks a lot. That's ridiculous. I'm going to have to call him up and see what the hell's going on. Or maybe this is a joke. But there's no way. $7,500.
Video that I found on TikTok, right? But let me tell you something, guys. This is becoming very close to reality. I have had customers in the past experiencing this kind of added or hidden fees in when it comes to their water heater estimate. For real. And not just, it's not even limited to water heater estimate. It's also like plumbers, like electricians, any kind of service that you want to acquire, handyman, whatever, they will charge you for very ridiculous things. You know, I had people charging for, I don't know, mileage, gas. I had people charging for tools. I had people charging for like materials that are not included as part of the work that should be included already. It's you know, they keep adding and adding and adding more. And I'm like, I mean, that's the reason why you make a quote, right? So then they can actually tell you what's the final price you're going to actually be paying for repair or a cost or a service that you're paying in general, right? But yeah, this comedy is really becoming reality right now. So yeah, you have to be very careful, inform yourself, you know, of which companies you actually hire for these services. Like, I don't know, ask a friend, a neighbor, somebody that you can really trust, about a company that they recommend. Because honestly, there's a lot of shady companies that they actually shouldn't even be operating, guys. I found a lot of them, especially here in California, you know, they take advantage of ignorance and lack of supply of these companies here, especially here in California, you know. So yeah, be very careful with that.
Nah, I say let it die. Let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up and...
Very important too, guys. Like this is like one of the last videos that we talk about. Like she says she barely owned that home for 4 months, right? And she already had to do a roof repair. Yeah, guys, those are the consequences of not opening your eyes and really paying attention to the present moment and be very objective of the kind of home that you want to own. Do your research first, all right?
What's the most expensive repair you've ever had to do on your house? For me, it was when my dishwasher decided to take a shit. Actually, it was just the gasket in my dishwasher decided to give out and spewed water all over my kitchen. I didn't notice, I don't know how long it was leaking for, but underneath the subfloor was saturated with water. So what I ended up doing, it was pulling the laminate off so that I could dry the subfloor underneath. I don't know if you've ever pulled laminate off, but it's brittle and just started breaking every one I was pulling up. Lo and behold, the company that makes that laminate doesn't make that laminate anymore. So I had to buy new laminate, and if I wanted the same matching laminate anyways. Mine was when the floor got flooded in my kitchen. When that happened, I looked it up, and to have somebody do it, because I'm no flooring dude, it was gonna be anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to have somebody else do it. So I took to Home Depot and figured out how much the materials cost, and it was only $550 for the materials. So the labor cost was crazy. Long story short, we ended up doing it ourselves, and it only costing us $550. So as of right now, that's the most expensive home repair we have. It's actually not very expensive at all. But if we had somebody else do it, it was going to be. What was the most expensive home repair you ever had to get done? And you know what? Let's count. We'll count renovations, because usually that means something was shit and needed to be repaired. Let's hear it,
Guys, I want you to comment down below. What's the most expensive home repair that you had at home? When it comes to me, I'll be honest with you guys, on a personal level, I think one of my most expensive home repairs I had in the past so far, it's called, besides the AC unit, it's called plumbing. Definitely plumbing, guys. Plumbers are not cheap, okay? They're not cheap. And sometimes they even charge you, sometimes no, most of the time they charge you based on the area that you live. So if you live in a very expensive area, oh my gosh, just expect that service to go through the roof, okay? I found this video and I really think it's just very important to expose it because sometimes it's just easier for you to figure out yourself and fix whatever you need to fix by yourself. But on the same time, I also understand there are some things that just get out of hand and we're all not experts, right? We're not plumbers. We're not certified electricians. Unless you are one, right? But most of us, we're not certified electricians. We're not any of that. So we really need to rely on a professional that can really help us to actually do the repairs, right? But sometimes you find scamming companies, because that's how I like to call them, that, they ask you for the world for a minor repair or for even like leaks, like water leaks that sometimes you and a friend or somebody that kind of knows a little bit about the topic can actually repair. In some other companies, it's very, it's easier for you to buy them the materials and they will do the labor costs for you. That's another alternative. But yeah, most of the time I would say, yeah, if you really have a family member, a friend, or a neighbor or somebody that that can really help you with this, I would highly encourage you to do it. And also at the same time, the more you can inform yourself about your home repairs, what can you really, do your research on YouTube. There's millions of videos that can explain you how to do minor repairs by yourself and you can actually achieve it. But always be careful, of course. But yeah, a lot of people, that's what they do, because repairing, just minor repairs cost you so much money when you can actually just save a lot of money by doing all those things by yourself, But yeah, it's just insane how just the world just operating right now.
Update. Plumber came back today because they couldn't get the snake all the way through the pipes on Saturday and no, Friday. And turns out that it is busted cast iron pipes underneath my driveway. So we're looking at $30,000 to fix it. And in the last year, my credit has taken an absolute disaster of a hit. And there is 100% no way that I can come up with $30,000 to fix that plumbing. So that's exciting stuff.
Explaining us that she's basically potentially spending $30K for her plumbing issues. Guys, I'm not even surprised about this. I don't know which state she lives right now, but I'm not even surprised about that estimate or that quote or that amount, because honestly, for any minor repair, usually plumbers, at least here in California, they will charge you at least $6K for every leak that you have. So let's say you have 20 leaks, right? That will come up to $120K. And sometimes, or most of the time, people just don't have the money to do these repairs. So what they do is they go on debt. They run their credit, they use credit cards, or sometimes these companies, they have a credit option. So then you will be doing monthly payments for whatever repair that you have. Or if you have any specific like insurance, you can work with your insurance and then work your credit. There's just so many options, just to pay these costs. But the thing is, nobody wants to be paying a repair for 10 years, 5 years. I know people, that they really don't have the means to actually do a plumbing repair or just any kind of emergency at their home or apartment or whatever they have. Because I had talking about apartments, I've known, to also like people, that they get very excited. They rent an apartment or they buy an apartment. And what happens is like their apartment leaks and it goes through, like it starts leaking on the apartment that's on the bottom. And oh my gosh, sometimes like construction companies, they just use very cheap materials and efficient materials. And that's where all these issues, start, But yeah, coming back to the topic about like homes, plumbing issues is just, it gets very expensive, guys. I particularly have, like I said, in the last time through the video, like I really had a hard time with my plumbing issues at home because oh my gosh, you guys can't imagine how much money I've spent on plumbing. I'm traumatized at this point, and I really learned my lesson. My lesson is like for real, like you really have to bring an expert with you every time you buy a house or an apartment or anything that you have, because honestly, like just take all the time in the world to actually do your research and just find out like what can be the potential um damage that can comes with it, because sometimes there are some homes that are really old, let's say from the 40s, for the 60s, or even from the 90s, and sometimes the home can look perfectly fine, but if you really pay attention, or if these professionals really pay attention, they will notice that part of the pipes are getting old or very like, how is that called? Like oxidized or expired. So they might need to change the entire pipe, and that can cost you a fortune. And sometimes those pipes are even very hidden. So it's not even just the pipe that you need to repair. You need to add more materials, like the cost of just repairing and make your wall look good again, in order to like, let's say, repair that water leak. So there's just a lot of hidden fees and repairs that you actually need to pay attention, guys. So in conclusion, please, if you're going to buy a home, do your research, take the time to actually don't get too emotional with your home. I understand it's the biggest expense that you can get in your life, because actually there's articles that really show you that around 7 to 10% of household income on average the people spend, like let's say in 2023, U.S. homeowners spent about 7.5% of their income on maintenance plus repairs overall. And another estimate shows about 9.6% of income in earlier data. And so a good range would be 7 to 10% of their income, or I would say some people even estimate that, it's just like a portion of your home price that you spend on minor or bigger repairs, but I would say, it's just very important to take this in consideration, and always being prepared and having like an emergency fund can always save you and do wonders when it comes to home ownership. So I know that the American dream is almost unattainable now, to have a home, to own a home. But it's just not owning a home. Sometimes owning a home, actually, let me change that. Owning a home is much more expensive than renting a home, because of all the hidden fees and all the repairments and everything that's involved into when it comes to maintenance, guys. So if there's something that really I forgot to talk about during this video, please just comment down below. And remember to comment to what's your biggest expense, guys. I really want to know your horror stories, your experiences about home repairs. As always, thank you so very much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate the time that you take to watch this video. And please subscribe, hit the like button if you are interested in watching more of my videos. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day or night, whatever you be, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.